The ladies, thank you for love and support. I appreciate you all. Those who are liking, sharing, commenting, my new, old, and returning subscribers, I say thank you so much for the love that you are showing to my channel. Are all in all, the Savior, the Protector, the Unifier, the Messiah, the King of Kings, the Most Loved, General Abdurrahmani Tchiani has kicked out Chinese oil executive over salary disparity. According to our all in all, these people cannot come into our continent and be treating us inferior. That is not acceptable. You are on a land and you come into Africa, you mine, you do everything, and you still want to trample upon us. When we move out of Africa, this is the kind of treatment we get. And we said it's fine because we are on your soil. But you can't come into Africa and still be treating us this way. Those who are eating the more, this has always been the narrative, that we are working in Africa with these yellow popo and other people that come into the continent, and we are treated inferior. We hold the same positions with these people, but the salary is less. When we go to their countries, we said it's fine. But when we are here, these things shouldn't be happening, but the same things are happening. How can somebody be holding the same position in Africa as a black person, and simply because that person is a Chinese, the same person is taking $8,600 and the African is taking just $120? That he is willing to protect us, defend us, and stand up for us. If you are here and you will make sure that we are still treated badly, then there is no need for you to be here. These people are giving us power. When the democratic elected ones are eating democracy, and all that they care about is how other people are coming into the continent, like what happened in a place called G, when we had a woman who came into the country and was doing illegal mining. Finally, when this woman was arrested, we had people, politicians who sat on national television and they were saying we should pardon that person. Because if we should punish that person, the relationship between China and G or Sa, when we get there, do they do that to us?
The junta-led authorities in Niger have expelled 3 Chinese officials working in the oil sector in the country. Reports suggest the officials were Niger-based directors of the China National Petroleum Corporation, or the CNPC, the West African Oil Pipeline Company, and Soraz, a joint venture oil refinery. Now, the top Chinese officials in these companies were given 48 hours to leave. Niger's oil minister later said that the expulsions were linked to a dispute over salary disparities, with expatriate staff earning significantly more than local workers. He stated the junta was not satisfied with the distribution of wealth between the state of Niger and its partners. He also criticized the high concentration of expatriates in managerial roles, while local workers filled the lower-paying operational and labor positions. The minister said that there had also been several attempts to address the issue, but the disparities had persisted, prompting the expulsions. However, he emphasized that the government remains open to discussions with its Chinese partners. Now, to put this into perspective, the average salary of a Chinese employee in Niger last year was a little over $8,600 per month, compared with the $1,200 for an employee from Niger in the same post. Now, this decision is a part of a broader push by West African military regimes, including Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, to assert greater control over their natural resources and to reduce foreign dominance. Since coming to power in 2023, Niger's junta has reshaped its foreign alliances, scrapping defense agreements with the US and France, and seizing control of the French nuclear fuel company Orano's Sommer uranium mine. Now, Chinese companies have also faced increased scrutiny. In a separate case, Niger's tourism ministry revoked the license of a Chinese-operated hotel in Niamey earlier this month, citing discriminatory practices against Nigerian citizens agreement with the CNPC for oil shipments. So while Niger insists it remains open to dialogue, these latest developments highlight the growing strain in its relationship with China. From oil and infrastructure to mining and tourism, Chinese businesses in Niger are now facing heightened oversight. It remains to be seen how Beijing will respond to the shift in one of its key West African partners.
When we break the law, do they always massage it? As the same people who imprison people for 10, 25 years for stealing just a goat. The person who came and caused financial loss to the state, because the skin type is different, we have to cover the person away, because when we do anything against them, what will be the relationship? These are the things that are all in us are not looking at. Regardless of the relationship they have with you, they don't allow you to treat us inferior. The moment you have decided to mend your law because you don't want to have a bad relationship with China, you should know that you've shown the world how loose you are, how inferior you see yourself to be. And that is the reason to which anybody at all should come to your country and destroy anything at all. But when it comes to your people that you need to just give them some small punishments, people who rob and we know they are hungry, they are in the prisons. What is wrong with us? Why is it that when it comes to these people, we are not able to stand up to them? But we are so grateful that we have people who know who the African is, who understand what human life is and why we are equal to these people. And that is why always we tell you, when we are living in that thing called the demo, the elected, what we are seeing in Africa is coming this way. It's coming this. The real show is here to come, because the leaders have given them the upper hand. They've always portrayed us to be inferior. So when we live outside of Africa, we are inferior. Even in the continent, we are inferior. Except Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, that are doing everything possible to show these people how precious we are. They are the only ones that are rising up to defend us, making sure nobody comes into the continent to treat us bad and go scot-free with it. They are not looking at what relationship you should have with these people, like Donald Trump said, America first. That is the language the African leader hasn't understood, that the African first. We have to love ourselves. And we have to stand up to these people, like Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso are doing. Nobody will now come into the Burkinabe economy to treat these people anyhow, because they know their leaders will never accept that kind of second-class treatment. So they will now learn to act well, and they wouldn't be using what they are doing to the democratic elected ones to these people. These people have come and they are doing everything possible to safeguard anything that is of the African. Yet people sit there and tag them unconstitutional. When your people, these people come and destroy your water bodies, and you are doing nothing about it. We love you, we cherish you, are all in all. Abdurrahman Tchiani, for standing up for us, for showing us that we are valuable. May the ancestors continue to protect and guide you. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the new generations that are going to come. I love you, my family. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, in Niger.